tired.
Is it done yet?
God damn it. Hold on. Be quiet. You gotta be quiet. It's not done yet, you asshole! Okay, whatever. It's fine.
Why do we have to be quiet for 10 seconds again?
Oh, because that way I can select the noise, the background noise.
Oh.
Why did you do that?
What the fuck?
Yeah, and the more you have of it, that way it's easier to remove, to select it and remove. Which is why you're always supposed to have 10 to something seconds. Which also I just have to say, the thing that always drives me crazy is like when we do this shit with like, there's that one episode of Ryan who was like, he's like, it's whatever, it's fine. And we look at it, it's like we were quiet for 6 seconds. He's like, it's fine. It's like, God damn it. Patrick, do you want to introduce what this is?
Can you introduce us?
Or do you want me to do
it? Are we going with the name?
Well, so can you put the word shit as like a title on YouTube?
That's actually a good question. They might kill us in real life.
Because so the idea of this series of episodes is basically we watch a shitty ass movie and then we immediately talk about it.
Ass.
But yeah, I don't think we can call it shit list.
Then we have to find the name.
Can you?
But,
or maybe like
I don't know.
Maybe put asterisks. So it's S asterisk 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 T.
How about actual hit list? We're gonna kill the filmmakers.
How about literal? If you made a movie on this list, you and your entire family are dead. We're gonna Punisher you.
We know where you live.
Well, Mallory wanted to call the playlist or this series called Suck 'Em.
Yeah, you sent me the whole voice message about sucking them.
But yeah, that's the premise of these new episodes. Is that basically we watch a shitty movie that maybe we have seen before, haven't seen before, and then just basically as soon as the movie's over, we immediately do a little chat about the movie because me and Patrick have watched shitty movies since
the day we were born.
They were born. We came out and
we
we're
didn't
like,
watch good movies.
I never saw a good movie till I was a man. Yeah, we're gonna figure out and see how that goes because again, me and Patrick watch a lot of shitty movies. And this is going to be like kind of like a podcast of like whoever shows up for the movie can be part of it kind of thing. So like Josh, you may or may not always be in every episode because I know.
Thank God you made it.
I don't think I could take it all.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think you can take it all. And then maybe when Ryan visits, we'll have him pop in an episode or two. But yeah, mostly it's just going to be like kind of like me, Patrick heavy thing. Patrick is pulling the strings out of his.
I lost my armpit hair.
Armpit hair.
No, I'm just fucking.
I was gonna say, dude, that's a really long armpit hair.
Get back in there, man.
Got put with my secrets.
Anyway, welcome to currently untitled because we can't use the word shit in a title.
Poop list.
Yeah, the
poop chart.
Poop list.
The poop list.
No, but shit list works so much better than
shit
poop
list does, and I already have like a font pick out for it. I think I showed it to you like a while ago.
Is it just like all made of shit?
Yeah, I did like a method thing. I took my own shit, smeared it on a wall, took a picture, and then I edited it so it looked really nice.
But now you did it for nothing because you can't use the word shit.
I know, I put shit all over my roommate's wall for no reason.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And when your roommate spoke up, you just beat her.
Jesus. No, I didn't do that. Shut up. Fuck. Fuck, this is recorded.
So what movie did we watch today?
Why don't you tell us?
I almost said cellular.
God damn it!
Today we watched the hit movie When a Stranger Calls. Just kidding. Today we watched the hit movie
Cell.
No, fuck. What was it?
One Missed Call.
I wanted to see how long it'll take him to say it. Because when I did tell Josh we were going to watch one... You. Shut up. No peeking. When I did tell Josh we were going to watch this movie, he's like, is that the one with Jason Statham?
Yeah, there's so many cell phone themed movies from that era.
There are. Because isn't there like some cell phone stuff happening in Pulse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking...
I love it.
And then there's like... Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that because I want to say like in the early 2000s to like 2010, technology was kind of like booming. So they wanted to include technology in horror movies in some way. Of like, oh, we have these special ghost goggles, or we have like these cell phones that do this, or we have these laptops, or there's like this. Like they always like, I felt like they always wanted to incorporate some new thing, or like phone charms were like kind of a thing that like was like, oh look at this, or like phones that slid out. We're like,
Yeah.
oh, everyone has a phone that
yeah.
slides. And this one, everyone had the same fucking flip phone.
That
What
stuff
about-
kind of works for me now, though, because like I said, it's all nostalgic.
What about the technology of traveling to Mars for the hit movie Ghosts of Mars?
Yeah, exactly. Because we went to Mars like 2 years ago. And
2 weeks, 2 years. Which
2
one
weeks,
was
2
it?
years. Well, it's Mars time, so it's 2
Oh,
weeks and
yeah.
2 years. Because it takes 2 weeks to get.
Anyway, I can't wait to do Ghosts of Mars for this segment. Ghosts of Mars.
Just
is gonna be
speaking
a
of
good
that, the original movie that we were supposed to do for this first episode was a piece of garbage hot movie that I really just don't want to see again, Patrick. And
one. Well, we've already seen it twice.
I know, but Josh hasn't.
You've seen it twice?
We've seen it twice because we
Why?
had to watch it with Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
And for
you
some,
guys, now you guys have to watch it with me?
yes.
Can you believe Blake actually has it on disc?
Yes. I can.
But I guess we should move back to the actual topic of that. We watched One Missed Call, which is a remake of. Do you know what year the original one came out? Anyone?
I can't remember. It was like earlier 2000s, like maybe
Let me look it up.
2003.
phone.
Must have been 2003, I think.
Is the
what I
original one
saw.
called One Missed Call?
I was going to say, yeah, but it's probably in, like, Japanese.
Yeah, what Josh said.
Let's see. One Missed Call. Original. Oh yeah, 2003. Well, that seems kind of weird
We
that they.
poached movies quick back then.
I was gonna
Well, no,
say
because the remake was in 2008.
That's pretty quick.
that's 5 years.
Yeah.
Like that is pretty quick. Because like
Well,
when
yeah,
was
but compared to like the Ring and the Grudge,
Those
I'm pretty
were
sure those
quicker.
were quicker. Yeah.
To be fair, though, I'm pretty sure The Grudge might be wrong. This is something we should fact check. I'm pretty sure it's the same director. It's the Japanese one.
I was gonna say Ju-on came out in 2002, and then The Grudge came out in 2004.
That's so quick.
Yeah.
But I think it's.
You think it's the
I
same
might
director?
be wrong. I would double check that.
Takashi Shimizu. Remember that name?
No.
Oh, that's right. Wait, was that the right one or was that the new one?
The newest one was so bad.
No, 2004 Takashi. Okay, so then let's see.
Did any of you see the newest one?
Mm-mm.
It was a nightmare. So bad. I can barely remember it.
All I know.
Oh
is that
yeah, it is
had
the same.
They're kind of cool. That guy's not made anything else that was like worth watching.
That's
Kind of messed
interesting.
up. How do
It
you
is.
know?
Because I watched all of his other shit.
Oh wait,
I know that the
sorry, the original one came out in 2000.
Oh, 4 years.
Yeah, and then sorry, Ju-on The Grudge is the prequel or sequel or something. No, a sequel. But yeah, but I always think it's weird because we were talking about that before. That like a foreign director will make a movie. A few years later, they'll make an American version of it, and then a few years later, the original director will come back and make another American version of it.
It makes
I think I
sense,
talked to you
to
about
be
that.
fair, especially in terms of horror, because it's easy to just like shit it out over here.
Yeah,
Because to be honest, a lot of like normal American movie watchers aren't gonna go and watch a lot of the original. Like Quarantine is another good example where it was a remake of Wreck. Which
Yep.
Wreck, I would argue, not very much an argument, is a far better movie.
I haven't seen Wreck. Have you seen Wreck?
I don't think so.
It's pretty
I was
close.
only seen Quarantine.
But Quarantine,
And
I felt
Quarantine
like
2.
And
the
Quarantine 2.
there's like
Electric
several
Boogaloo.
wrecks. Like there's one
Whoa.
where it's like a lady in like a wedding dress with a chainsaw and like
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, fuck yeah!
yeah,
Oh,
they get
dude.
like crazy.
There was a movie. There was another Wreck movie where it was based on the internet. It was called E-Wrecked.
Really?
No.
Yeah, see, there's so many.
It
I
had
was like, I don't
Patrick in
know.
it. But we're getting sidetracked.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
I just want to bring up one more sidetrack.
Okay.
So how you were talking about like the
Side
original director of the foreign one
The
remaking
Grudge.
their own movie, but for American audiences.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's also what happened with Funny Games. I think.
Yeah,
the
no,
same
that's what
director.
brought this up is because
Yeah.
there's the original one of Funny Games, and then there was like the American one, but it's by the same guy.
Mhm.
And then there was this movie that I looked up called like The Loft or something, and it was a foreign director did it. Then they did an American remake of it, not the same director. And then a few years after that, the original director came in and did an American version of it. So there's 3 versions of the same movie, but it's just I don't know why it does that.
No, on that same note, we did watch like Pulse and then the
Yeah.
original, and it's kind of funny because I would argue both of those movies are bad in different ways. But I would say that the original was more artistically done.
Damn. You didn't like the part in the remake when the ghost one.
Yeah, they always do that.
Oh yeah, we were talking about how in like from 2000 to 2010, if you had a ghost in any shape or form in your horror movie, they had to do that cliche thing where it's a CGI face and they go
Their head like shakes
and they
real
shake
quick.
violently.
Yeah.
And then we were watching fucking One Missed Call today, and they did it, and I was like, there it is.
Yeah.
It was really good.
What the fuck happened there?
That was the sound.
Oh, it's the
That
sound
was
of missing the call.
Of shaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we
See,
can
look
start
at it. That's me. Look at me eat that up.
You were sucking them. Right. Okay. So we should start talking about the movie now.
We'll talk about it.
You're too busy shaking.
I tried to talk
So
about
in the
it.
movie,
You
they
tried.
missed the call.
Yeah. So
One of you say the premise.
when you miss the call, it leaves a voice message, which is like the sounds you make before you die.
They're also not very descriptive. Like, with the... Sorry to interrupt, but, like, the fucking phone calls, when it's like, oh, this is me dying, it's like, I don't know, it sounds like it could be a lot of stuff. Like, you're not like, I'm dying! And then it, like, hangs up.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh hey, what's up? It's like that, and it's like, wait, is that them dead or like what?
Or it'll just hang up, like the one guy, which is like, I don't have my head screwed on straight, and then it hangs up.
No,
like
I thought there was a noise.
Was there?
Yeah, wasn't it like?
I don't know, I can't... Oh my god, there's rebar in me! Yeah, I got rebarred.
I'm rebarred.
So let's talk about how the movie started.
Okay.
It had like 2 cold opens.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't paying
Like
attention to
cat.
the first one, but I remember at the end it had like the little girl looking out the window.
Oh wait, no, the first one was the house was
Was it the fire?
it was the fire because there was the little girl's face going ah, and then like there was a ghost behind her. That was a really bad beginning because
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah, Just doesn't even remember.
Yeah, and then it showed the girl getting watered, and then her cat got watered too.
Okay, so
The
that makes
cat
no
cracked me
sense
up.
because like the whole thing is that you miss a phone call and this girl gets grabbed and pulled into like her little koi pond, which is apparently I bet that's almost a shot for shot recreation from the original one.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, probably.
Yeah,
You want to bet money on it?
is it not?
Well, why would you assume so? It seems a bit racist.
Well, that's why I'm betting.
Are you saying koi ponds can only be associated with... No, never mind. This is stupid.
no? But I'm just saying like it seems like because I don't know if you guys ever noticed this in these like Japanese remakings or these American remakes of Japanese movies is sometimes they try to put in the not the same characters, but they try to
They
put
try
in
to do the same
they try to do the same stuff or the same like cultural thing. And it's like, well, that doesn't really work because these are Americans.
Well,
That's
in the Pulse remake, they
Yeah, I was
didn't have
gonna
somebody
say.
hang themselves against the wall and then leave a giant stain.
No, but in the Pulse remake, they totally had that scene from the first one where it's like the lady slowly walking towards them, and they like, well, like go over.
yeah,
the
the guy
sofa.
looks underneath.
But they
the,
did
which
it like
is
so
stupid
much
as fuck, 'cause
worse
he's
in the
coming over.
remake.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's what I mean. Is they probably felt like they were like, we have to do that scare because it's so iconic.
it's iconic,
It's
yeah.
the only scare in the original movie.
And the beginning of One Missed Call when she gets pulled into that koi pond and then the cat gets killed. I'm like, we have to watch the original one because I'm like, to me that makes it seem like that was part of the original one. Like that's how they opened the original one. But the problem with that one is again the whole premise is you get a phone call from a previous from someone who just recently died, and you miss the phone call. Then the phone call is you saying, "Man, I sure love being alive," and then go ah, and you're dead. But the ghost kills a cat for no reason, and we made jokes of like, did the cat miss the phone call? Like, was the cat sitting next to
I
her?
like the idea of the cat randomly or frantically trying to like answer this
It
call.
can't get over. It's like when cats try to open something, and he's like
I don't have
flicking it
thumbs.
over. He's like, "You son of a bitch!" And then like the ghost is getting closer. He's like, "No, it's not fair. It's not fair." It's like in a Stay Alive.
Oh
when
my
Frankie Muniz
God.
is like, "Bitch, you cheated!"
We need to watch Stay Alive.
Dude, that movie's
I haven't
so.
seen that, dude. Were you gonna say it was so good?
Yeah.
I remember watching that as a kid and being like so excited and like, oh, it's like video games and shit. And then I watched it. And I was like, oh my god, that was awful.
No, it's so good. I love that movie. It's a guilty pleasure.
I'll have to watch it again.
Okay, so that's how the movie opens up. And then do you guys want to talk about like the first half of the movie?
I don't even know how to like segment that movie, honestly.
Well, that one girl dies. soul.
Well, the way I see it is there's
Only
a good
one person dies in the first half.
there's a good chunk of the movie that felt like how it probably is in the original version, and then there's a chunk of the movie that's absolutely kind of a waste of space, and then there's the ending of the movie, and then there's the final gotcha moment, which doesn't make any sense. But like, yeah, so after the first death, you're introduced to nobody. People basically walk on screen, and you hear their name for 2 seconds, and then like, oh, is Brian here? I'm like, who's Brian? Is he that guy over there? Is he the guy making out that kid? I don't know. What's happening? And then they're like, I also got a phone call. And it's like, who the fuck are you? You didn't introduce yourself. And then she's like, oh my god, I saw ghosts, and they were going.
Right.
See,
I think we should mention too the lady who gets hit by the train.
that's what I was getting to.
Oh, well, we should mention that.
Okay,
I
so I'll make sure to
Oh,
mention it in
yeah.
my next sentence. So then this girl goes to like the train yard, and she's like, oh my god, I got this phone. Oh, also the phone call you get is from the future, and it tells you what day and time you're gonna die. So she's like, oh my god, I'm gonna die in like 2 seconds. And she's like got one of those like over, what do you call that, like a walkway over a train road overpass. She's like on that, and then the gate opens. Like, what opens?
Well, let's not
behind-
forget about like the flashing lights and shit, all that weird ass.
Oh, yeah, she saw-
electronics
Yeah,
fucks.
the street lamp exploded, and then she saw that ghost with the mouth eyes and the weird baby, and I was like,
Oh my god, the fucking baby.
and then there's like the weird puppet man in the train. I mean, on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then she's like on this thing. She's like, oh my god, I'm about to get called. And this like safety rail opens. Then the street lamp explodes. She goes ah, and she falls backwards, and the train hits her, and you see. She hits the train, and the train hits her towards the camera, and she's just dead.
Well, she was like it hits her like she's a baseball.
Yeah,
and
like
it
she
makes like a little
bounced-
sound, and she flies off.
Yeah, and
the
it's so
train.
weird because like she's a full body, like it hits her, she doesn't explode or anything. But then when you see her body, like her hand is like perfectly cut off and dialing a number.
Oh, yeah, and then she's dialing a phone, and then
Although that's kind of creepy, is like the dismembered hand.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I bet you cried when you saw the fucking thing
Yeah, I
in
felt
Adam's
nothing.
family.
well, he did.
walking
That's why he
around.
doesn't. Hey, don't bring that up.
Oh!
Hey, we have a contract with Josh. It says
Look how much
we
you
don't,
fucked up
we don't,
the
we
mic.
don't bring it up. Hey, don't talk about the audio. Hey, that's part of my contract. We don't talk about the fucked up audio. What? What?
Nothing.
What is your
I'm just fucking with you.
hard candy? Oh yeah. Every time someone gets one missed call, then they die. They spit up a little red Dragon Ball candy thing, and nobody seemed to give a shit. So after they kill the girl at the train, then this other guy at that girl's funeral, these characters are talking loudly about how ghosts are killing them, as a mom and a dad are grieving over their dead child. And then this other guy's like, you guys need to shut up! And he storms off, and the main character's like, what's wrong, Brian? And he's like, I also got a phone call, and I said, my head's screwed on if I don't have my brain. And then he walks into traffic backwards, dodges cars, doesn't die, and she's like, you forgot your phone. And he's like, oh my god, if I didn't have my head screwed on, I wouldn't be alive. And then a building exploded?
It was like a construction site.
Yeah,
it was
where they were
it was like a welding tank.
Yeah, a welding tank exploded, so rebar flew at them, killed him, and then the cop talks to her. They introduce this cop character who probably could not give two less shits about characters dying, because I don't think that one cop cared. She's like, we checked the phones, there's no voicemails, we didn't check anything, and then she just got up and walked away from her.
But she was like, it was a freak accident.
It's a freak accident, stop talking to me. And then at this point, because also earlier we're introduced to Detective Handsome Guy, or Detective Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Now, who
Like-
was his sister?
So his sister was the one who called the girl who got koi ponded. And his sister was the one who was called by the mom in the vent. She's the
Okay.
first one.
Why the fuck? I guess I must have missed it. Why did the mom in the vent have her number?
I don't know.
They don't explain
Oh.
it. They literally say her number must have just happened to be in her phone.
Oh my god.
I thought it had something to do with like her working at a nursing home
That's
or something.
possible. That would make
Okay.
more sense.
Oh yeah, but
they-
so you get introduced to this cop whose sister's dead, and he realizes that like his sister was also called at some point. So he starts talking to the main character, and they find out that The sister was called, and she called the girl who got koi ponded. The koi pond girl called the train girl. Train girl called Rebar Man, and then Rebar Man called main character's roommate. And at this point, we're introduced to Ray Wise's character, who's like, I exercise people on the television. And he convinces her to go on his Mind Freak TV show, where a T-evangelist, what do you call those people? Television evangelist? Evangelist?
No, you're thinking about a,
Evangelist?
oh god, yeah, it's like a...
Televangelist?
Yeah, exactly.
Basically,
Televangelist.
thank you.
Televentriloquist.
TV Evangelion. But, so basically, her and the cop are, like, piecing things together, blah, 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 some stuff is happening. And at the time, her roommate goes on this show where some guy with big gold rings is like, but a Bible tells you, I'm telling Satan to fuck off!
On her cell phone.
On her cell phone. And he points at the cell phone with the Bible, and then all the lights go crazy, and Ray Weiss is like, keep the cameras rolling. Keep them rolling. And then literal ghosts show up on camera, and the thing that really frustrates me is, like, they were kind of making it seem like all these deaths could have been portrayed as accidental until this character, where the ghost shoved her hand in her throat and, like, choked her from the inside.
Yeah, because you saw, like, the hand,
like, coming
inside.
out of her throat, right? Like, it was, like, pushing on her skin, like how Nightmare on Elm Street does that.
Yeah.
And then chokes her, and the cop's like, yeah, man, she did. And then she, like, popped out a candy out of her mouth, like something you bop on the head and candy shoots out, like those, like, little toys.
Pez.
And then, like, Pez. Yeah, little Pez head. He's like, that's cherry flavor.
Like Pez.
Man, I think one of the stupidest parts about that scene is that at the end, Ray Weiss is like, did we get the footage? And the guy's like, nah.
It's all
and then that's the end. That's the end of those characters.
Character.
Like, that's the thing where I'm like, I don't understand this movie where there's, like, these little, like, plot things that they do for a couple minutes, and then there's nothing. There's, like, that guy never comes back. You never see any of those characters.
It's like
again.
Rasputin in Moonfall.
It's like Rasputin in Moonfall. Why the fuck did Rasputin show up and he's like, Revolution! And then you never see Rasputin again. That's a movie we need to watch for this.
Josh needs to watch it.
Josh, have you seen the trailer for Moonfall? No. That was a movie that every 5 minutes they gave you new information and, like, 2 new characters.
Oh god.
And, like, I'm not kidding, like, they just kept introducing new plot points, new character arcs. Here's a new guy. Here's a new woman. Here's this. Oh, those 2 people you met 5 minutes ago, now they're leaving. Oh, remember that guy you met for 4 seconds in the beginning of the movie? Now he's dead. Oh, these characters are back now. Here's Rasputin screaming about the fucking revolution. The moon will save us. And it's like, what the fuck? And then the helicopter flew into the ocean. And then they're like,
oh yeah.
And then they're like, the spaceship's broken. And those people are like, damn.
Dude, Josh, you will not be disappointed with Moonfall. It's like one movie that you can guarantee will never bore you.
It never will. I've never watched a movie that was such nothing, but I was like, wow, what's happening? I was so excited.
Like, so many things happened that just didn't matter. Like, the people showed up. It's like, hey, these are going to be part of your new crew. And then suddenly the engine failed and they all fucking left.
And it's so sad watching them to leave. And it's like, wait, who the fuck are those people? They had no lines. But we're talking about One Missed Call.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
One Missed Moonfall. So then, after the exorcism didn't work, then they discover these 2 girls were being, like, tortured by their mother and were sent to this hospital that caught on fire. One of the little girls is still alive at this nanny place. They go there. Lo and behold, you find out her teddy bear makes the same lullaby noise that all the phones make right when you're getting the phone call. Because
they just threw up blood, by the way, for everybody listening.
But then, so you introduce these kid characters, and the kid's like, oh, she doesn't say anything, but they realize, like, oh, the mom had Munchausen syndrome, so she was hurting the kids on purpose for attention, kind of thing. And then they're like, oh my god, they never found the mom's body. We got to go back to the burnt asylum, or burnt hospital, not asylum, it was a hospital. And they go to the burnt hospital, and then the movie changed drastically because then ghosts were like breaking through metal doors and chasing her and throwing her against like the walls and stuff.
Well, that was only after they found out. Wait.
No, that was when they got there. Because remember, she was trying to leave and then she got attacked and dragged back.
Oh, yeah.
And then she's like, oh, the fuck? And then the cop showed up and then there was the pounding at the door and then there was the faces coming through the metal door.
Mm.
And then she gets locked in a room by herself and a ghost sees... Because her and the cop go in a room, the ghost sees the cop, tells him to leave, basically. He gets knocked out like all cops do in horror movies. That's funny because you get knocked down Pin Chaser.
Fuck you.
I know. So then she gets led into the air vents and she finds the burnt corpse of the mom who was torturing these kids, and then she has like a wrestling match with the mom.
Yeah, and then she has like a heart-to-heart moment. When
Yeah, with
on top of her.
with the horrible burnt body, and then you think it's over for no reason. Of like, was that it? That climax was just a wrestling match, but then you find out that the two little sisters, one of the sisters was torturing the other sister. So then the mom's like, "Fuck you! I'm taking your sister to the hospital because you cut her open."
It's because they found out that the bear
was the nanny cam.
Yeah, had the nanny cam inside of the bear, so they watched the little girl like cut her sister.
Yeah.
And the mom's like, "You little bitch."
And she left.
Yeah, and then she had a super asthma attack.
And she died with a cell phone, and she was calling the mom, and the mom missed the phone call.
Uh-oh.
And it was like, oh, the movie. And then you found out that the reason the candy goes into all these people's mouths is because after she was done torturing her little sister, she would give her candy, so that way her sister would be okay with being tortured. So then, main girl and cop guy go to main girl's house, and the ghosts appear, and one of the dumbest death scenes I've ever seen is he looks through like the peephole, and a knife, even though she's a child, she jumps 5 feet in the air and stabs it through the eye hole.
And the knife goes through like 3 inches.
Yeah, 3 inches of door.
Yeah, it would have only like just stabbed his eye.
Immediately dies. And then I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I think the eye that he was stabbed through, I don't think had any like makeup on it. Because there's a part where you see his face at the end when the camera's panning. So either he gets stabbed in the other eye and they didn't show it, or the eye that he was stabbed in didn't have like any evidence of being stabbed in.
It scared him and he had a heart attack.
Maybe it's like, oh, a knife! Died. So then all the windows explode. The ghost kid comes in like, I'm gonna fucking murder you! And then...
Head shaking.
Head shaking.
Oh, yeah.
And then Mama Burnt Ghost showed up and touched her and then sucked her into the phone. Like, what did she do? Like, grab her from her shoulders?
It doesn't really... There's a lot of CG going on. But
really
she, like,
bad CG.
Shows up and you're like, wait, is that Blob the mom?
Yeah.
And then her, like, dust goes into the phone. And then
and then it shows the mom just, like, perfectly fine. Just, like...
her clothes turns all white and she does the equivalent of, like, a... Like, thumbs up.
Yeah.
And then leaves.
Yeah. So, yeah, then Burnt Mom is now Clean Mom. Leaves. But then as that's happening, the cop's phone is now dialing some phone number, and the movie ends with the phone ringing.
Yeah.
Which
doesn't make any fucking sense.
Did they win? But then also I forgot to mention this complete subplot that had nothing to do with anything, that the main character was being tortured by her mother. Her mom was putting cigarettes out on her, while her dad was hanging from the rafters upstairs.
Wait, yeah, what the fuck?
So the main character was scared of looking through peepholes because she looked through a peephole and saw her dad's legs dangling. But then she also was living like in a squatter's house. So what did that have to do with anything?
The only thing that taught us was the reason why she was scared to look through peepholes. I think that's the only reason it was in the movie.
That's incredibly stupid.
Also doesn't do anything for the plot.
It does nothing. Why? Is that the reason she didn't look through her own peephole and then didn't see the cop? Or like...
No, but she did see the cop. She did look... Oh, you mean like earlier on?
Well, yeah, so like she went to go saw the cop, he came in, and then at the end when like there's the other pounding, the cop goes and look through.
That was literally right after, because she looked through the peephole, saw the cop, let him in, and then the pounding happened, and he's like, let me go look. And then she's like, no! Even though she looked through it already to see him. And then he's like, I'm going to look through it. Now, why would you even look through it?
Well, that's what
if you were already out there...
Why even give her a backstory of her being scared to look through a fucking peephole if it does literally nothing? Except for any time someone's like, hey, can you go... Someone's knocking on the door, she's like, oh, Jesus! No! It did nothing. It did absolutely nothing.
I look through my peephole all the time.
No, you don't.
Shut the fuck up.
Alright. Josh, what would you rate that movie?
How are we?
Like, out of a
how,
10.
How are we doing this rating system out of 10?
Out of 10. What would you give that movie out of 10?
Oof. If I had to compare it to, so like we were talking about when we were watching the movie, that era of movies is super nostalgic for me now. Just like the kind of mid 2000s horror movies. And so everything with like the stupid ass flip phones and their little outfits and like the settings,
Shaking heads.
like PG-13 horror movies from that era specifically to me have like this just goofy vibe. And so if I was gonna rate it with other movies from that same era,
Was that movie PG-13?
probably there wasn't much in it. I watched it when I was a kid, so it has to have been PG-13.
Yeah, but you also snuck into your parents' house and played Mortal Kombat and traumatized yourself.
I did, but that was when I was like 2 or 3.
Oh, Jesus.
But it was
baby
Mortal
John.
Kombat 2.
Yeah.
So I remember I snuck over with my friend who lived like next door because for some reason I was over there and my parents like left, and we broke into our house because we wanted to like play Mortal Kombat 2 because they said we shouldn't. I remember uppercutting him into a fan. He exploded into like the chicken bones. And I was like, I'm traumatized now. That's the most disgusting thing I've ever witnessed.
And to this very day,
And then you watch
still can't
and then
see
you watch
that.
Franken-Turkey.
I love Franken-Turkey was my Halloween horror movie when I was like 2 or 3. So good.
I love that movie.
Patrick, what were you going to say?
Nothing.
Oh, shit.
No, I already said what I wanted to say.
Yeah,
I said,
we're waiting for you to-
And now, to this very day, you still can't watch the chicken.
And you still
donuts.
can't eat chicken.
Yeah, I've never eaten chicken since then. Okay, I'd say if I was going to rate this movie, let me think here. For the
1 out of 10.
1 out of 10.
For you, was 1 out of 10.
Yeah, it was 1 out of 10. No, I'm waiting for Josh.
I'm going to go... what must call... 4.
4?
Yeah.
What do you think, Patrick?
I was also going to say 4 missed calls out of 10 missed calls.
I'm also probably going to go with like a 4. Maybe like a 3 because I think the thing for me is that I think that movie would have been a 4 if it didn't waste any time with her stupid backstory that made no sense.
If I was to throw in my final thoughts real quick,
Okay.
like, that's a super nostalgic movie for me because I used to watch it all the time when I was a
And you
kid.
miss phone calls.
Yeah, and I miss phone
And then
calls
you died.
sometimes. Yeah, and then I died. I did actually. I technically, like, almost died once during a surgery. And so I can relate
What
to the
the fuck?
movie. You didn't know that?
What?
I'll tell it some other time. But anyway, so the movie's super nostalgic for me. I remember watching it with like When a Stranger Calls and fucking Cellular, which is not a horror movie, and a bunch of other Pulse.
Yeah, because we talked about Pulse, 13 Ghosts, House on Haunted Hill, Boo.
Yeah, Boo's another fucking horrible horror movie I would watch back then. But so it's like nostalgic, but comparing it to all of those movies, like a lot of those movies, like I still stand by When a Stranger Calls, like actually being a good movie
It's
from
good.
that
It's
era.
really good.
And I think it holds all those values of a PG-13 mid-2000s horror movie, and it's very enjoyable to watch. And comparing it to that and other movies, it's pretty freaking boring. The kills are really bad. It's pretty goofy. The plot is non-cohesive. There's a lot of character elements that don't actually mean anything. There's a lot going on, too. It somehow manages to throw in a bullshit romance plot with, like, the main police guy and the main Beth character.
Yeah,
Or randomly at the end, they're
yeah.
like, call me bitch.
Yeah, there was like a random like, oh, you're nice to me, but it's also kind of like alluded that like, oh no, I think it's just a picture of him and his sister that you see for like a second. I was like, is that supposed to be like his ex-wife or something?
I just felt like it hit everything.
Yeah.
Like, it did so much stuff it didn't need to do. It's not massively entertaining, but it is of its era, which I think is fun. But, yeah, bored. There's other movies I would totally watch over it first.
Yeah,
like Disturbia 2 is
I
more fun.
still don't understand why the mom, like, the fucking building's on fire. The mom crawls into a vent instead of leaving.
Because it's got to be toasty in there, too. Like, it's probably
Like
the
hot as
worst.
shit,
Yeah, it's
right?
probably the
Like-
worst place to hide.
And she's like a nurse. So like, shouldn't she know like, oh, that's bad for my health if I crawl into that vent? Like, I'll absolutely die from like everything possible.
Yeah, I think she was evil, and because she had the cell phone. She was like, I'm gonna fucking prank all these guys in the future. They're gonna kill them.
Yeah, they'll never even see it. Oh, and there's one part where they show up at the abandoned, burnt down hospital. Where they go into a room and you hear a phone being dialed, and you see a terrible CGI
Oh, that was
baby.
good. How did I forget?
I don't know. Oh, that's
baby.
because the two kids that were being tortured, or one was being tortured, the other one was doing the torturing. She ended up being the main ghost. They had some of the creepiest fucking toys I've ever seen, and jars of millipedes for some reason.
Yeah.
But they never explain like
That's
why.
what I mean. It's more shit where it's like, what significance does this have? Like the millipedes and the centipedes. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
millipedes and centipedes and the centipede millipeders and like the centipede man. But then like they had the weird fucking puppet toys that would show up as ghosts randomly, and there was the one random smiling guy.
Oh,
It was like
he was happy.
yeah, and then they had this weird fucking baby calling someone. Who was he calling? Why was he there? What the? They never, but they don't explain any of that because they're too busy being like, oh, yeah, by the way, her mom put cigarettes out on her arm.
It was like they were trying to add a lot of spooky stuff, but none of it was really that scary. So it like it's not that fun.
Like I said, it really looked like the opening of like American Horror Story season or something, where they would show all this like weird shit, like really weird CGI weird shit, but none of it really was like in the show. They're just like, oh, look at this spooky. Ooh.
You guys remember Fear Itself? That's a TV show from that era where they were like, oh, we got a bunch of horror movie like people to make these individual episodes, and each episode was like a little movie.
Yeah,
I used to love that.
I think
show.
I remember
I
that.
don't think I ever watched it.
That would be a fun one to watch.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah,
we gotta watch that and like Goosebumps.
Because
and
that's
Afraid of the
almost like that's like Lost almost. Kind of like the TV show The River.
Oh yeah, with the
I'm gonna kill myself and run immediately.
I love how you describe that death because he's always like just dies real
It's
quick.
like this dramatic
instant.
scene where he gets this vine and he's like, the ghost is after me, I'm just gonna kill myself, and he puts the like vine noose around his neck and he just immediately like just goes completely limp.
I also love when you find that like naked dead body and it's clearly just like a dummy.
100%. No, that
Like a
looks like
blow up
a sex doll.
Yeah, it's like a blow up doll that they blurred out but put fake blood on. And you're like, wait a minute, that looks like the shape
It's
of it.
in the shape.
It's in the shape and it's like the skin tone is really like that plastic tan color and you're like, what the fuck? And like we
Shit's
ran
so
out of
good.
money. We had to do all that CGI jungle moving stuff.
You just see the face just like
I remember I was recommended that show by someone who was like, no, it's really good. You gotta watch this. I remember being like,
I like a lot of it.
I thought it was good in a funny way. And I thought there were some interesting elements going on, but that shit could have been a movie.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be like a 10-episode miniseries.
I feel like some of the episodes really weren't as great as like other episodes, which I really hate about that kind of stuff. Like, I just feel like, again, make a movie and that way I think it would be more solid. But it's like, oh, hey, every episode we gotta do something crazy. And I'm like, well, after a while, all the crazy stuff is like, you ran out of. And everyone's like,
not much crazy stuff though. Like the Doll Island shit, I thought that was gonna be cooler. Didn't really do much.
and then the like zombies or whatever.
I think
Oh,
so.
yeah.
I haven't seen it in so
There's like the
long.
ghost that got sucked into like a gourd. That's not right.
yeah, like a
Big gourd.
squash.
yeah. Squash monsters running around, sucking
Spooky.
people up.
Swamp monkey or whatever. Was that swamp? What am I thinking of? That cryptoid? The
Oh, the skunk.
Oh,
ape.
skunk
yeah,
ape.
skunk
Yeah.
ape.
Swamp monkey.
It's like a marmoset. It stinks.
It's just rubbing shit all over
Yeah.
itself.
Oh god, what a cryptoid.
Essentially. Oh no, it's the swan. It's the stink monkey.
Stink monkey. It's a
What you fuck?
Pressing against the window.
with its shit. It's fucked up, everybody.
Yeah. It's
Well-
the new cryptoid we just made right there.
Yeah, one missed call is kind of a cryptoid where I don't think it should exist.
Okay, you little fucking assholes.
Or what?
It's cryptid.
Cryptoid.
You're a cryptoid.
You're a kryptonite. Oh Jesus, the audio.
I'm missing a call.
Are you?
Oh no!
Is it your
Wait,
mama?
hold on. Let me play the message. Shit.
But yeah, so this is gonna be a new segment we do for Underground Mole Radio where we watch a movie that we deem shitty. And we watch it and we talk about it and we talk about how it's shitty and we talk about like, damn, there's some shit ass movies we just watched.
We need to come up with
Shitty
a
shit.
different name.
Yeah. Maybe like
Maybe.
maybe stink ape or swamp monkey.
Yeah, swamp monkey.
Swamp monkey.
What about like
Well, like, what's a good name for like a collection of stuff that's bad? Like I'm gonna bleep this, but like family album or something. Like I don't know.
You
Like
better bleep it correctly. Please, for the love of
you
God.
say that, then after it's like a pause and it bleeps out what Patrick said.
I don't know, like what would you call it? Like movie graveyard? Because my friend Joseph pointed out that I have that CD graveyard over there. So basically, it would be any movie that would end up in the CD graveyard, like Apparition. Fuck, we have to watch Apparition, which has the funniest dog death I've ever seen.
The Ricky O.
No, but Ricchio's great.
No, but Ricchio's dog death is excellent.
I love
sorry.
it. He just kicks it and you see the half
Well,
of the dog.
the dog's just like chilling, like watching Ricky O here buried in this pit, and then like the manhole flies off, and you're like, ah! She like flies out and kicks the dog, and it just cuts to the shot of like half of a dog hitting the ground.
Falling over.
So if it beats that, that's pretty good.
Yeah, there's a part where they're like, their house is like haunted and some shit, and this dog walks over and he just kind of like sits down and lays over.
Oh,
The next scene is the vet's like, it died from natural causes. Or some shit like it just sits there and just lays down. Next scene, it's dead. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, is the dog just die? Yeah, we gotta watch that, and then I don't want to watch Monsters in the Woods. I don't want to watch it, Patrick.
We're going to watch it eventually, but I think something fun to do is to end these episodes off, we should name the movie we're going to watch next.
Okay, so what do you think?
I'm
think
thinking...
What are you thinking?
Monsters in the... No,
Oh, fuck.
no.
But do we all put one forward?
You want to make a vote? Will you show up?
Yeah.
Josh is gonna say the shittiest movie, and then he's like, "I'm not me.
I don't have a job right now, so technically I don't have an excuse.
Yeah, I was like, guys, I can't come over. I'm shitting really bad right now.
Yeah.
I'd rather have diarrhea, so I'm drinking.
I'm
all this
watching
drink.
something better right now.
Happy Feet's in the
I
background.
fucking love Happy Feet.
What about Happy Feet 2?
I haven't seen
You haven't seen Happy Feet 2?
No.
What's wrong with you?
it. I like don't watch sequels.
But it still has Robin Williams in it.
Does it?
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And then I watch
kill
it, it
himself.
doesn't. I fucking freak out.
So what movie you think about, Patrick, that you would want to watch?
You already said Monsters in the Woods.
No, we're not.
No, I swear I had an idea, but then I said Monsters in the Woods as a joke and I forgot.
You see what happens? You see what Monsters in the Woods does to you? It melts your brain and it takes away your ideas.
I'm head shaking, help me!
We could watch, Oh, fuck. Give me 1 second. You know
Oh
what?
my God.
I'll grab it. It's coming over.
But it has to be a theatrical release. Well, no, it doesn't have to be a theatrical release. But you better not pull out those fucking, like,
Oh, damn it. This isn't even the right...
You dipshit.
101, like, horror movie DVDs. Those are the worst.
Ow, I hit my fucking...
Dude, Blake has one of those that said, like...
I know, we've watched them. They're awful.
No,
Night Drive,
but
you remember that
one
shit?
that Ryan brought over that said, like, this many horror movies, but it had, like, less.
Oh, yeah.
What a scam.
Exactly. I want more shitty horror movies.
What the fuck? He's got, like, a CD album binder, but it's DVDs.
Yeah. Alright, where am I... Okay.
Are those, like, the worst of the worst down there?
Alright, so we have Hostel, Hostel 2, Anatomy, Anatomy 2, X-Men War Origins.
That's not
Wait,
a
are these
horror
supposed to be
movie.
bad? They're
Uh,
not terrible.
what?
Are these supposed to be, like, terrible?
Yeah, most of
Not
them.
that bad.
What was that
yeah.
one? What, remember
Okay, yeah,
Pelt? Remember Skinny
X-
Again?
okay, so
Pretty
hold
bad,
on.
yeah.
Like, X-Men Origins Wolverine, not terrible, not bad, but not the best.
It's, like, bad
There
but
it is.
watchable.
You see that, Josh?
I do.
Hollow Man is great, Hollow Man 2 is not. Demonic Toys 2, Doll Man vs. Demonic Toys, the Ginger Dead Man trilogy,
Fair,
my
fair.
God.
Pelt, Dog Man, The Eves, Monsters in the Woods, Candy Strippers. Oh, here we go. I Always Know What You Did Last Summer, Unfriended.
Unfriended, I saw that in theaters.
The fuck is this? Oh, Vampires Lost Murthos, Annabelle,
Oh.
The Gallows. Oh, we should watch The
The
Gallows.
Gallows isn't even fun, but
No.
I guess I could. I guess I
We
could
made it
watch
fun. We made it fun because we laughed really hard at it.
Yeah, we have The
I'll tell you
Gallows.
what, the best scene is when you see this girl, like, kind of pretty much in the fetal
Oh yeah,
position.
and the fucking coat like hovers in the back.
Well, it's not like coat, it's the full fucking hangman.
Didn't look like it looked like a coat that was on like a string that
Hey,
comes up.
guess
Pretty much,
what?
but he
That's
literally like
his outfit.
suddenly like slowly floats in behind her, just super slowly. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen.
I think we should watch The Gallows.
Oh fuck.
I'm sorry, Josh.
I was also remembering like other like classic shitty movies we watched, like the original ones. Like there's Hellions,
Oh,
and
God.
there was what's that one with the pencil ears?
Devour.
Devour.
Yeah, with Jensen Ackles.
Yeah, that's right. Smack dab right there on the cover.
But yeah, I think I personally have my own collection here. But yeah, we should start making a list of like which ones that we've seen in the past that it's been a long time since we watched them. I completely forget what Hellions is mostly about, except for the kids in the masks.
There were kids, and also the color was weird.
Yeah, and then that's right. When the kids started showing up, the color started getting really weird, and that movie was just like, whatever. But yeah,
Do you want to watch The Gallows next?
Yeah, I feel like we gotta do the Gallows.
we gotta watch The Gallows,
Fucking hate
and
The Gallows.
then we're gonna watch The Gallows 2.
Oh God,
The Galloween.
I can't even remember if we watched that, but I think.
Well, me
we
and
did.
Patrick saw it. I don't know if you were there.
No, Josh was not there. He'd remember.
It was absolutely
You would remember.
stupid.
I also put forth a movie that we watched very recently, but I actually think it's amazing. Is Children of the Corn 3.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, we'll watch that.
It's so good.
Isn't the first Gallows like found footage,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
then the second one isn't?
It isn't.
Gross.
Oh, do you remember The Gallows 2? There was like that pink statue that went missing or something. Or the-
Oh yeah,
There
there
was
was the bubble gum.
Yeah, there was like weird bubble gum or something, and then there was like the whole rope joke or something.
yeah.
I don't remember, but I can't wait
What
for
was the story? It was like a play, and they accidentally like hung some kid.
Yeah,
That's the first movie.
That's the first one. The second one is about.
It's like Unfriended 2, or it's not even related to the
Oh
first
my
one.
god, fucking Unfriended! I can't wait for us to watch that again.
Have you guys have seen it? Yeah, we watched.
We
it.
have it, I have
it.
Unfriended.
Of course we
Sucks.
watched it, and that fat kid blends his hand,
Yeah.
and the other kid's like ah.
It's such a weird movie because you just want all of them to die.
And that one
when
kid
they
just-
twist in the field.
Yeah,
That's
she
wild.
had super diarrhea poop.
Well, because they all fucking cyberbullied her to death on purpose.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even an accident.
And they're like, oh, whatever. Oh, friend
Oh,
request.
spoilers.
Oh yeah.
Fucking.
It's
friend
basically like Unfriended, but not.
Yeah, some loser girl's like, will you be my friend? And someone, of course, adds her. And
That's
then-
like how I met Patrick.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Well, I didn't kill myself. Though.
Oh god.
But yeah, the next movie would be The Gallows. And,
Mm-hmm. Tune in next time.
Tune in next
So what do you
time.
think? Wait, so what do you guys think? Real quick, what about like movie Graveyard? Would that be a good?
Perfect. I vote for movie Graveyard.
I have no other ideas.
Okay,
Patrick
we'll
votes for movie
we'll
Graveyard.
workshop it. This video won't be released for some time. But yeah, the next movie we're gonna be watching is The Gallows, and we might watch Gallows 2 after that. We might mix it up and watch something else. But yeah, this will be the new segment where, like I said, we watch a movie that is pretty shit and then pretty bad, and we force Josh to watch it.
But
You're gonna have to watch Monsters in the Woods one day.
oh my god, he's been trying to get me to watch it for months.
Yeah, I honestly don't know why you absolutely hate Monsters in the Woods.
No,
but you
I
haven't even
hate
seen it once.
I hate shitty movies. You guys are giving me like shitty movie PTSD. However, I will do it for this because it's comedic in this format.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll just make sure that we pick really good.
Oh my god!
Shit himself.
Blake just shit so
That's how
hard.
we end the episode.
Flew out of his pants against the wall behind him.
I'm ending it.
Thank you.
Oh, that kind
Jesus,
that
sounds
kind
dark.
of-